really what began my entire transformation for me. It is how I regained my voice and began to regain my power and my strength and my self confidence and my assurity. And so throughout that process of writing that book and completing that book, I ended up um, moving into a space. I was part of what's called the Book Camp Boot Camp with a woman by the name of Taria Vision Avant. And her main focus is to help women, entrepreneurs, write their book that they can leverage. A book that sells, not a book that tells. And so that is how the most current book came to be, was being a part of the boot camp boot camp. And I literally wrote this book in 4 days. But the title of the book is Breaking the Silence After Trauma, 7 Keys to Regaining Your Voice. And that is just where I'm at. I want women to know that you can get your voice back. You can break the silence that you've been under, because what you will learn is that trauma can either be transferred, which brings about a negative response. And what I mean by that is, when I was transferring my trauma, I was self-sabotaging myself. I I'm horrible with finances, couldn't save a dime, homeless 3 times. Just everything in my life was spiraling. No matter what I tried to do, it always ended up in a negative way. And it was because I didn't understand that I was transferring my trauma. But when I came into realization of not transferring my trauma, but transforming my trauma, all the positivity now has begun. And so I'm not self-sabotaging myself. I am getting better with my finances. I'm, in a home. I'm not living on the street. And I've stepped out to launch my Queen to Queen entrepreneurial business, which springboards off of the book. And so that whole transformation process is truly transforming, and I'm watching my own self transform before my very eyes. And I want other women to experience transformation and no longer transference.
Oh, that's enlightening.
Thank you.
That is enlightening. Because going through things, yes, that is a very one that many people struggle with. So when are your book releases?
So you know my name, but not my number. Hopefully within the next week we'll be ready to. It's available on ebook now, but the paperback version hopefully will be ready within the next week or two. We've been fighting with Amazon on the book cover. Anybody who out there that knows anything about working with Amazon, sometimes it can be very challenging. And then the Breaking the Silence After Trauma, 7 Keys to Regaining Your Voice, that will officially drop during my free virtual women's retreat, the end of May.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about this retreat that I've seen coming up on my Facebook. I actually sent it to someone. So what was like having a women's retreat? Was it the books?
So when I became Miss Infinity, I started my own platform, which is Queen to Queen, which is where I kept that name from to do the business. And And so I had already planned, I had done an event where I had done a Queen for a Day where 10 women were selected and they got a full spa day with complete makeover and catered lunch and everything. And so I had decided that in June of this year, I was going to do a Queen to Queen retreat. And again, the pandemic hit, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Well, as I've been working on launching my business and launching the book and being coached in what to do, I was coached into saying, no, you still have your retreat, you just make it virtual. And so it's going to be virtual, it's going to be online. I have four amazing women speakers. I have four amazing women workshop leaders. I have two psalmists. I have a Zumba instructor who's going to be doing a 45-minute Zumba class with us. I have a comedian that's going to be with us that Friday night. So it's going to be a really power pack. So exactly what I would have done face to face, I've just transformed it and put it digitally, virtually online.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited about this. I cannot wait.
And what's the date on that?
It's going to be May 23rd and I'm sorry, May 22nd and May 23rd. So on the 22nd, it will start at 6 p.m. And then on the 23rd, we will start at 9 a.m. in the morning.
All right, there you go. So we've all heard it. We know the times. We'll share that flyer as well so that more people can experience that in having that women's retreat for those 2 days. 2 days. I don't know why I thought of a third. For those 2 days. Oh, that's great. So with your books, do you foresee more books?
Oh, yes. One thing that I've learned is you write a book to write another book to write another book. And so I'm actually going to go through the boot camp again this weekend to write the next book.
Oh, to write the next book. All right, so you're ready working on 3.
Yes.
There you go. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't let staying at home get you not working. I like that.
That's right. That's right. If one thing, as horrible as this situation is, it has been a launching pad for me. And I believe it's done that for a lot of women, because a lot of women lost their jobs during this time, have to figure out what am I going to do to put food on the table. So women are stepping out into their freedom of becoming entrepreneurs and launching their businesses. And, one thing that, I think is important for people to know, there are at least 200 people that are geared towards helping women who deal in domestic violence. But do you really think those 200 people reach the 1 point whatever billion women in the world? No. So there's room for everybody. And so I just want to encourage women out there who may be listening that if you want to start a eyelash company, or you want to start a t-shirt business, or you want to start a cooking program or whatever, it doesn't matter that there are 50 other people that are doing it, because there's women out there that are waiting for you. And they're not going to go to those other people. They're going to come to you. So don't let the fact that somebody else might be doing it stop you from doing what is placed on the inside of you. We all have a gift that's been given by God for all of us to utilize that gift. And so for me, being in this pandemic has definitely caused me to go full-fledged. It's not an option.
Yes, I definitely hear what you're saying. Just because someone else has something going on doesn't mean that you can't have your own ideas towards it to create your own. I mean, it's like Coke and Pepsi. They're both drinks, they're both pop drinks, but yet everyone has their preference on which one they would like.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it did. I mean, for me alone, this, like you, I bet we both can relate to this. Like you said, I always have to be moving. I'm like constantly thinking of random different things to do and all these ideas. And this time, unfortunate, yes, it sucks being home. I'm not teaching or anything like that, but it definitely has opened some slow down pacing time for me to be like, oh, wait, this is a great idea. Let me look into it more. How can I develop this?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been my wrenching in this.
Yeah, I mean, this time really, if nothing else, it makes you step back, refocus, regroup, revamp, and launch forward. It definitely does that. You know, I know there's some people that are out there that have fallen into depressions and um, just different things of that nature. But I just want to say to everyone, just be encouraged and know we're not ever going to go back to life as we knew it, but that doesn't mean we can't make an amazing life going forward. And that's one thing that I'm learning in this time, that if I never get to be in a building with more than 10 people at a time, I'm still thriving and I'm still moving forward and I'm still making connection. And I will say this, that during this time, the connections that I have made have been, because I have no other alternative but to be, very organic connections, because you don't have all of the masks and the phoniness and the fakeness anymore.
Yes.
And so when you make a connection with somebody during this time, it's organic because you're getting real people.
Uh-huh.
Or just real people that threw off the mask, they done come out the makeup, I mean the whole nine. So you are getting authentic relationships in this time, and those are the relationships that last a lifetime.
Yes,
And
because it's
so
real. It's
yes,
who I am.
yes, exactly.
Yes, that is very true. It's real people. There's no room to be fake. We don't have to be in a room. I don't have to make myself pop out to you. It's here, one on one. Here I am.
Exactly. And so that's, I mean, I just say that because I just want people to understand that, yes, this is a difficult time. It is a challenging time. We are in unfamiliar territory. Um, we are experiencing something that we never thought we would experience. And it caught us off guard. It was earth shaking, life altering. But there is positivity even in the midst of this. There is strength even in the midst of this. There is life. There is light. There is empowerment. There is forging forward, all over the place. You just have to be willing to go for it and not be afraid to step out, and know that you're not the only one that's stepping out. So you are definitely not alone.
Mm. I feel like that was a poetry session, and I just want to do the snaps because that was so true, and it hit. Yes. So, are you up for a game?
Sure.
Okay. So, we are going to play the Things of That Nature game. And what it is incorporating the phrase things of that nature through a topic for a minute. And the person that said, well, I think it's 2 minutes actually. And the person that says it the most, that's how you win the game.
Okay.
So let's think of a topic, anything we could talk about.
Let's talk about food. Maybe
Food?
because I'm hungry. Maybe because I'm hungry right now, but
I'm good. I love talking about food.